welcome to Brewing Success, where growth is the mission, change is the reward, and progress is the goal. I am your host, Andrea Gebhardt. I'm a former educator turned passionate entrepreneur whose desire to create impact has never wavered. I have spent the last decade teaching, mentoring, and coaching people on how to create success in their lives and businesses with proven strategies and systems that not only bring about change, but big results. When it comes down to it, teaching is my specialty, leadership is my jam, and inspiring you to live a bigger, fuller life is what I'm all about. This podcast will give you the knowledge and tools you need to brew success in almost any area of your life. You're going to walk away each week feeling inspired, motivated, and ready to step outside your comfort zone and into the next level of who you're meant to be. Now let's get into today's episode. Happy New Year, friends! I'm so excited. Today we're going to be talking about New Year, better circle, surrounding yourself with the right people. I am really excited that you are here with me kicking off the new year. It's going to be a good one. I just feel it. It's going to be a good one. I hope you feel it too. I believe that one of the most essential things that you can do is prioritize your growth. So make sure you're showing up here week after week with me to get inspired to live your life to the fullest, to get the motivation you need to make progress, and of course, to learn the things you need to learn, to provoke meaningful thoughts and reflections, and of course, strategies to make lasting change. This is the year that I want you to release all of the excuses. The year you let go of the things that hold you back and gravitate toward the things that feed your soul and fuel your mission. Your life's work is the greatest work you will ever do. And we are going to approach it with intentionality and purpose in 2025. Together, we are going to achieve great things. I really do believe that. And so on that note of together and achieving great things, I want to connect with you on a deeper level. So do me a favor, shoot me a DM or an email and just tell me what it is that you want to accomplish this year, who you want to work toward becoming, and what you are going to work toward in your health, in your wellness, in your business, as a mom, as an educator, whatever it is. So that I can be there cheering you along the way the entire year. I would absolutely love if we could just connect, we could talk about it. So, we're kicking off the year, which means, we're doing the things that get us focused. So pick your word to keep you focused, your mantra to keep you motivated, and your goals so you can measure progress along the way. And don't forget, as I teach every year, to decide now, right now, the mindset and the energy you want to carry and bring into and throughout this year. Because when you decide now, what it does is it puts you in the driver's seat and makes you less likely to fall victim to the conditions on the road. So as we jump into today's topic, I have a question for you. As you step into a new year, are the people in your life helping you grow, or are they holding you back? The pause here is because we all think for a split minute. We're like, well, yeah, I think you can identify quickly who's holding you back before you identify who's helping you grow. Because we're quick to identify that, we're quick to know. And here's the thing, the truth is that we become the sum of the people we surround ourselves with. And so if you want to change your life, you have to start by changing your circle. And that's what we're talking about today, the circle, the people you surround yourself with, and how they can either brighten your path or cast a dark cloud over it, decreasing visibility and ease of travel. I think that as adults, we forget that we have complete control over who we allow into our lives and who we allow to influence and impact us. And I think that we also forget that we have the ability to create our own environments. We're not stuck. We have the ability at any given time to choose what we want that environment to look like and who gets to be a part of it. And I kind of liken it to, like when you decorate your living room or your bedroom. If you want the room to feel different, you change the paint color and add drapes. If you want the room to feel bigger, you declutter and rearrange. If you In fact, I'm pretty sure you probably actually rearrange and declutter and redecorate your home spaces more than you do your life spaces. And my hope is that after today, you not only understand the significant role your circle plays, but how to construct it in a way that promotes growth, healing, and joy, because this is the one life space that has a huge impact. So who you surround yourself with is actually a big predictor of the decisions you make and who you become. And why I might sound like probably your mom, right? I mean, we were all teenagers at one point where your mom was like, well, what is that saying? Like, it's like guilty by association. Well, there's guilty by association and success by association and failure by association. And this is why our circle has to be carefully and intentionally crafted, because it matters. According to a study actually that was done by social psychologist Dr. David McClelland at Harvard, the people you habitually associate with determine as much as 95% of your success or failure in life. 95%. This is a significant number. And this is why you've heard people say things like you're the average of the 5 people you surround yourself with. And if you reflect on that right now, the 5 people that you spend the most time with, are they helping you grow? Or are they holding you back? Are they helping you become the best version of yourself? Or are they highlighting the worst parts of you? Are they driving and leading you toward a healthy lifestyle or an unhealthy lifestyle? I mean, these are the things that we gotta think about. And that's why there's sayings like, if you hang out with the 5 quitters, you'll become the 6th. And if you hang out with 5 complainers, you'll become the next one. If you hang out with 5 goal getters, you'll become the 6th. If you hang out with 5 positive-minded, successful people, you will become the 6th, because you're the sum of the people that surround you. So who you surround yourself with matters more than you probably think. So who are the 5 people you spend the most time with right now? And I'm not talking about like your family, your kids, your spouse, your partner. I'm talking about who are the people that you spend most of your time with right now, either in person or virtually, right? I think that one thing that the pandemic proved is that we can build teams, we can build companies, we can build friendships. I mean, really not even just the pandemic taught us that, but I think social media has really taught us that. Like, how many of you guys have a friend on social media that you've never even met? I mean, you feel like you know them, you've never met them in person, but you connect often, you get, you know each other. It's really interesting. So that's why I say in person or virtually. But, think about those 5 people. I want you to actually write their names down, or just really quickly kind of think of who they are. How do they influence your thoughts and actions and beliefs? Do they inspire and encourage you, or do they burst your bubble and bring you down? Do you leave your time with them feeling full and better, or do you feel more depleted and kind of like a lower vibration after you leave them? These are the things you want to start to pay attention to as you start the process of auditing your circle and getting intentional about who it's composed of. So when we talk about getting intentional about curating your circle and making sure you have the right people a part of it, you need to know that in order to grow and achieve great things and create a sense of fulfillment and empowerment, you're going to need different people in this circle, different types of people, different varieties of people. Just like exposure to different cooking styles and foods makes you a better cook, exposure to the right kind of people can actually help you become a better person. So we're going to talk about those types of people that you want in your circle. There's actually 4 of them. And these, of course, can be in addition to friends and acquaintances. But your circle, when I talk about your circle is like the advisory board of your life. It's your circle of influence, your circle of power, it's your go-to circle. It's your circle of trust. I mean, it's just, what movie was that? The Fockers? Circle of trust. I just had that come to me. How funny. But, these are the people whose opinions matter, whose words take root in your life, the people that you lean on and lean into while pursuing the best version of yourself. And when it comes to circle, people always want to know, well, how big should my circle be? And I know people that have 4 people in their circle, 10 people in their circle, and I know someone who even has like 100 people in their circle. And this is one of those quality over quantity situations. Just know that these 4 types, the types of people you want to have in your circle, this is what you want to have, regardless of how many there are. So you can have 1 in each of these categories. You can have several in each of these categories. And I think as you come to cultivate and curate your circle and really start to work to be really intentional in this area, you'll start to realize that you have more of the different types. You might start out small, and as you grow and in your life, in your business, in your personal development, and whatever it is, you're going to start to notice these areas of your circles expand too. So let's jump into those 4 types of people. All right. So I'm going to talk to you about the first type that you need, which is a mentor, the second, a cheerleader, the third, which is a challenger, and the fourth, which is the rock. Like, these are the 4 types of people that you need in your circle in order to grow and to heal, experience joy, empowerment, fulfillment, all of these things, right? So first you need a mentor. Let's talk about that one. First, you need a mentor or a guide, someone who is further along in the journey than you, someone who you would gladly trade places with, someone who is smarter than you are, someone who really just kind of models, where you want to go in life and who you want to be. And the reason we need mentors is because they have the ability to offer wisdom and guidance and insight. They are someone you can learn from, someone who has the ability to accelerate your journey because they've already paved the path. A mentor is someone whose 2020 hindsight can become your 2020 vision. So how do you go about adding a mentor to your circle? You reach out to a person that you know who is further along than you. You treat them to coffee or lunch. You ask meaningful questions and you learn as much as you can from them. You work to develop a relationship with them. You watch them, you learn from them, you study them, you apply the things that they teach. I mean, when I first started out, I didn't have anyone really like that in my life. And my first virtual mentor was actually John Maxwell. I was introduced to one of his leadership books while I was getting my administrative credential postgraduate. And I fell in love with his teaching style and his leadership principles, and it just really aligned with me. Leadership has been a passion of mine, like my entire life, like no joke. And so I read his books. I attended any live events that I could. I watched his YouTube videos and became a student to his teachings. Leadership was my passion, and he was a guru. And so he became my mentor, somebody that I learned from, studied, applied things he was teaching, taught things that he was teaching. He became a mentor. And as you guys know, I've had the opportunity to come to know John, be directly mentored by him. Like he says, my name is John and I'm your friend. His name is John and he's my friend. And I'm so grateful and fortunate for that relationship because I've had the opportunity to sit down and ask meaningful questions and really glean so much from his journey that I can take back and apply to my own and take back and interpret teachings and share with others. So you want to make sure that you have a mentor or even multiple mentors in your circle. The next type of person that you're going to want to have, so I hope you're writing this down, like write down mentor guide and then write down who are your mentors. Like right now, who are your mentors? If you don't have one, get one. Find one, be it in person or virtually. The second type of person that we need, right? We're writing this down, is a cheerleader, the encourager. Someone who believes in you fiercely, even when you don't believe in yourself. Someone who has the ability to raise your spirits, fill your cup, and reignite that fire in your belly. Someone who's excited to hear about your ideas. Someone who fans your flame versus extinguishes your fire. Someone who's quick to praise and slow to judge. Someone who lifts you up during tough times and reminds you of your potential. Someone who would never allow you to quit on yourself or what matters to you. And we need a cheerleader and encourager because there are going to be times when you're faced with challenges and adversity. There are going to be times when you experience doubt and fear or you question your worthiness or capability. And you're going to need to go to that cheerleader and that encourager to pick you up, to lift you up, to remind you of who you are and what you've accomplished and where you've come from and how far you've come. Somebody who is going to be there for you, somebody who believes in you wholeheartedly, has got your back, no strings attached. Like, that's why you need that person. You got to surround yourself with people who make you hungry for life. They like who warm your heart and add to your belief bank. And you will be surprised how far you go. Everyone needs a cheerleader. Everyone needs an encourager. I love being in this role. I love being a cheerleader and encourager. Come to me with an idea, man. I'm going to fan that flame. Come to me with something exciting. Share your big ideas. I want to hear all about it. I want to just celebrate that and, sprinkle some like awesome sauce on it and like send you on your way. That's one of my favorite roles to be in, is that for people, because I understand how important it truly is. So I want you to think about who in your life makes you feel more confident after you spend time with them. The person that you can't wait to tell your next big idea to, your next, that exciting thing you accomplished, or anything good that's going on in your life. Who is that person? And if you're sitting here thinking, man, I don't have a cheerleader in my life, like I am surrounded by a lot of negative Nancys and a lot of negative Nicks, like yikes, then this is why we have this conversation, because how do you expect to build a positive life when you surround yourself with negative people? How do you expect to get yourself to a place of, vision and abundance if you're with people who have a lack mindset? And if you don't have that person, here's the thing, become more encouraging, become a more encouraging person, and you're going to attract more encouragers into your life. Oftentimes, what we're missing is what we also need to be more of, And so think about that. Think about, how can I be more encouraging? How can I be more of a cheerleader for the people around me? And when you start to become that, you'll start to attract that, and you'll have lots of encouragers in your circle. The next person that you need is an inspirer, a challenger, someone who expands your ideas and thoughts, someone who encourages action, someone who challenges you to do and become more, someone who pushes you to dream bigger and aim higher, someone who moves you out of your comfort zone, someone who has the ability to show you what is possible and push you to think and dream past your limits. Someone who recognizes your excuses and demands more. The person that makes you feel unstoppable. We need someone to challenge us. This is like, how do you find that person who is a challenger? It's somebody who's, again, further along than you, maybe a little smarter than, maybe a little bit better than you are at what you do, but somebody who's developed a sense of mastery that can challenge you. They're able to see your potential. They're able to see your strengths, and they won't accept anything from you but the absolute best. This is the person that you're sharing your goals with, so they know how to stretch that. They know how to pull you from where you are to where you need to go, and they understand the impact of creating positive challenges for you. These are the people that are the wind beneath your wings and the rumble of your thunder. The mere thought of them increases your accountability. So let me just tell you a little story. So in 2020, the gyms closed, the whole thing, and I let myself slack for like 7 or 8 months, like whatever. We were rationing toilet paper and goldfish. It was a fun time. And come December, I was just like, oh my gosh, is this like going to be a thing for a while? And not working out and homeschooling my kids and not having that outlet for me on a stress level was just a lot. So I actually got a virtual personal trainer. Her name was, a shameless plug here for Nick Fit. Get Nick Fit. Go check her out on Instagram. She's based out of New York, and we actually became friends on Instagram because we have the same last name, and I was just like super curious about maybe we're related. We're not, by the way, but we could be, and I think we choose it. So Nick, if you listen to this, I love you, sister. Anyways, she became my trainer. And, man, I needed her on so many different levels, not just for like the physical aspect. I mean, she challenged me to my core. I'd been working out 5 days a week, but then, man, you get a trainer who asks you what your goals are and then pushes you and challenges you. And, that's what she did. And, when I say the mere thought of them increases your level of accountability, knowing it was her on the other end of that call. I couldn't flake. I wouldn't miss. I didn't want to be late. All those things. I was there early in the morning, whether it was out on the patio, in the garage, or in my bedroom, working out. I mean, I documented a lot of that all over social media, but the mere thought of her increased my level of accountability because I didn't want to let her down. I didn't want to derail the progress that we were making. And she didn't just challenge me like physically, she challenged me mentally. And I'm so grateful for that. She got me doing things and lifting weights I never thought I could do. And with that, like when you overcome those challenges, when you break through those barriers, you not only does your confidence in your own skill and ability increase, not only do you feel more empowered, but you start to kind of like gather this notion that you can absolutely do the things that you once thought you couldn't do. And you develop this little like foundation of being unstoppable in that arena. And that's so incredible and so amazing. So again, if you don't know any of these people personally, go and seek them out, find their podcasts, watch their videos, read their books, attend their events, incorporate their ideas and strategies into your life and into the groups that you lead or the people that you mentor. Immerse yourself in their inspiration bubble. And you too will become more inspired and become more inspiring to those around you. Now, you might say like, well, this sounds a little bit like the mentor or the guide, but here's the difference. With this challenge, with this person who's challenging you, buy the courses, take the courses, do the workshops, actually follow through. Someone who's going to challenge you. This is where getting, having a coach of some kind, not just, listening to a podcast or reading a book, but having a coach, somebody who you have to be accountable to, somebody who's going to challenge you and push you and challenge you and push you. Like that's how you make those big fat strides of progress in your journey. And it's scary. It's scary because you usually have to invest in those things. It's scary because you are being vulnerable. It's scary, but let me tell you, that person who challenges you is going to change you for the better. And I'm gonna let you know right now, if where you are and what you're doing, it's easy peasy, it's automated, it's like no big deal. You're not being challenged. Guess what? You're not changing into who you need to be to go where you're supposed to go. The change is in the challenge, and you're going to need somebody to challenge you to become better, to do better on the journey. Lastly, you need a rock. All right. So, okay, I've got my inspirer, I've got my mentor, my guide. I've got my encourager. I've got my challenger. Now, my rock. Who is your rock? Who is that rock solid person that you can count on no matter what? The rock is in your circle. The rock represents that ride or die person who is always there for you, doesn't judge. They have the ability to listen and validate your feelings and emotions. Someone who can properly and appropriately hold space for you and whatever you need. They offer stability and unwavering support in both good and challenging times. They're your flat tire friend, the one who shows up to help you move, the one who is there for you unconditionally. Find the people who will sit in the overwhelm with you, sit in the dark with you, sit in the hard with you, not slinging solutions, just with you. Those are your people. And we need these people in our life because we can come to them as our truest selves. We can share anything with them. We can celebrate, we can vent, we can cry, and they are there. They're always there to listen, to lift you up, to pick you up, to scrape you up, your broken little self up off the floor, sit you in a chair, and just sit with you in it. And we need those rocks, those solid people in our lives. We need to have those safe places that we can go. And here's the thing is you already have these people in your circle. You already know who these people are in your life. But can I remind you of something? Please, please, please be sure you are intentional on checking in on these guys and nurturing the actual relationship, because these are the most important relationships you will ever have. Everyone, and I'm telling you, everyone needs these 4 types of people in their circle. the mentor, the cheerleader, the challenger, the rock. The types of people you surround yourself will either make a circle or a cage. This is why it is so important to be intentional about the circle you cultivate. Keeping the wrong people in your circle, it can be dangerous and debilitating. Keeping negative people in your circle, as many of you have experienced, can derail your growth and progress. And holding on to toxic relationships can breed doubt, fear, negative self-talk. It actually can strengthen negative or limiting beliefs and keep you caged in old patterns. Listen, you cannot expect to live a positive life if you surround yourself with negative people. You cannot expect to live a healthy lifestyle if you surround yourself with unhealthy people. Who you surround yourself with matters. Identify the people and the relationships that no longer serve you. This is the audit I'm talking about. Identify the people and the relationships that no longer serve you, that are no longer in alignment with who you're becoming, and release them. It may be hard to do, but it will be so much harder to do it all with them weighing you down. I want you to promise me that this year you're going to surround yourself with people who reflect who you want to become, not who you want to be, who you used to be. Again, I want you to promise me that you're going to surround yourself with people who reflect who you want to become, not who you used to be. You can't go to new levels and new heights with people who are chained to the floor. I want you to promise me that you're going to be intentional and picky about the energy and values you allow into your life. I want you to make it a habit to audit and curate your circle each year by asking these 3 simple questions. And you can do this right now. You can audit your circle right now with these questions and get to creating and curating the circle that is going to serve you. Who is helping me grow? Who is holding me back? And who do I need more of in my life? Of those 4 categories, who do I need more? I need more encouragers. I need more challengers. I need more mentors. I need more rocks. And only you can determine what it is that your circle needs. But I'm going to tell you something. Your circle is going to need these 4 types of people to help you grow and evolve and become who you're made to be. Achieve what you were predestined to achieve, like your purpose in life. Your life's work. This circle contributes to that. As you step into the new year, friends, take a moment to reflect on your circle. Are you surrounded by people who lift you higher? If not, it is time to make a change. Remember, your circle creates your environment and your environment shapes your future. Choose wisely because your growth depends on it. You heard the statistic, you heard the research. 95% of your success or your failure depends on the people you habitually spend your time with. That is a big number, and we've got some big things to think about. Remember, you don't need a bigger circle. You just need the right people in it. I don't know about you, but I'm feeling a little inspired and super fired up and empowered just sharing all of this with you today. So let's work to craft better circles so we can make bigger progress in this thing we call life. And let's get loud about this circle, about this concept, and share this episode with a friend, a colleague, or even a coworker. Thanks for joining me here on Brewing Success, you guys, where growth is the mission, change is the reward, and progress is the goal. I'll see you back here next time.